Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John, this is Many a True Nerd, and welcome back to Medieval 2 Total War, where finally, after literally centuries of holding out, the magnificent bastards of Bruges have finally fallen, and not to the English, to us, albeit the English helped, albeit not much. Because there are actually, how many of those guys even survived? Oh, technically all of them survived. The 65 armoured swordsmen, they killed a lot of people for us. They killed, like, I think 150, 200 odd people. And, you know, they only took, like, 40 odd losses in return. These guys definitely helped more than a little bit. Abso-flipping-lutely, if only for drawing the Brugians off the walls. But they didn't get the city. We got the city. Bruges now belongs to the Danish. Forming, yeah... Actually, we've got a nice little enclave of areas around here. We've got Bruges, we've got Pesantwerp, we've got Metz, very, very nice indeed. But our attention today is not on this side of the Empire. This side of the Empire is fine for the time being, at least until this massive French army heads wherever it's heading. Actually, though it's a massive army, it does admittedly have an awful lot of town militia. So, you know, if we can just field, like, even a remotely decent army against it, we should be fine, whatever that is. Because bear in mind, we are at war with the French, and they have a very big army, and it's marching... somewhere, so we'll have to see about that. But no, our first bit of attention is down here, where the flipping forces of Milan keep throwing themselves against the walls of Venice, and the walls of Venice are holding for now, but I don't know if they can hold against this, and that means I think I've decided it's time for us to help. It's time for us to help. And this time, I know for a fact that the forces of Venice are going to show up because, thank you to people let me know in the comments, of course, I'd forgotten about this. There's a small setting. Again, this isn't something you can set in the game. If you just look at the options in the game, there's basically no way that you can set, like, how reinforcing works. Basically, the game says if the numbers get too high, then it will basically say the reinforcements have been delayed until such time as the number of people on the battlefield has been kind of whittled down by the actual fighting of the forces that start on the battlefield. You can actually turn that off, but you actually have to go into the game files to do it, which is what I've done. So now, as a result, it doesn't matter how many things are on the battlefield, they'll always show up. My computer should be able to handle it just fine, so that won't be a problem. So I know for a fact the Venetians will be showing up, but it's time. It's time, I think, for us to go back to war with Milan. It's pretty much the natural state of things. War with Milan. Sooner or later, there is always war with Milan. These bastard Milanese people. There's the factionaire. All of his bloody crossbow militia. Yeah, you know what? For having that much crossbow militia, you get killed, my good man. Let's kick off today with a nice battle, because I've got to take on these guys. But it's not going to be on the open field. It's going to be a bridge battle. So, this is possibly going to be a little bit on the confusing side. Yes, indeed, this is a declaration of war. Let's flipping do it. So, marching through the territory of Milan, past the Imperials, who are guarding that bridge for some reason. Well, it's their bridge. I guess they've got a right to do so. It's time for us to take on these guys. With, flipping, hopefully, the help of the Venetians, who flipping better be coming out to help us. So, here we go. We've got my 377 men, but they're mostly cavalry. Cavalry is more valuable than it looks. The actual guys, it's Gerardo the Mad. Dangerously mad. -2 morale for all troops on the battlefield. Well, that's just marvellously good news. But on the plus side, he does also have a person in his retinue that gives +1 morale. So that's good at least. So that kind of partly makes up for being dangerously mad as he is. Also, he's got Fierce in Battle for another +1. Okay, good. He's got traits in retinue that make up for being dangerously mad, which is marvellous. Actually, more than that, Gregarious, that's another +1 morale. Okay, good. Good. Oh, but... nervous near the forces of Milan, and you know what? I don't flipping blame him. The troops he's bringing to the battle are, for the most part, some decent quality Pavese crossbow militia. Good quality lads, long range, extremely powerful, very, very good units overall. He's bringing a handful of cavalry as well, some good quality spearmen. This is a decent enough army, a pretty decent army all things considered. Yes, that'll flipping do. Together with a lot of cavalry support from me. And he's going to be taking on the factionaire who has got a... well, actually... the game is saying it's about even. I'm not sure it is. These guys, okay, fine. These guys are good, but they're not proper frontline troops. If we get stuck into a proper brawl with these guys, that melee attack of 6 is going to catch up with them, even though they do have the defense of 15. That cavalry militia's okay, but not exactly spectacular, to be perfectly honest. The charge bonus and the attack aren't great compared to plenty of heavy cavalry in this game. Italian militia are okay, but not spectacular. Italian spear militia are pretty damn good, but... I think we can do this. I think we can wipe these guys out and actually, hopefully, put a real dent into the forces of Milan here. Let's flipping do this. So, here we are. It's a bridge battle. as indeed we anticipated. Now, what we're expecting is the forces of Milan to be the far side of this pretty long, big bridge. All things, this is a big, long bridge. Very big bridge. But I need to keep my cavalry back. Because my cavalry, yeah, they're probably still going to be in range of the flipping long-range crossmen who will tear my cavalry apart. Now, I don't believe there's another fording point along here. It's the bridge or not at all. Which is, yeah, because it's a big, long, deep river. Understandable. I'm going to bring my guys way back over here, up on the hill. Now, when this battle begins, they will be on the far side, and the forces of Venice will be appearing behind them. So, as you would have expected, yeah, for a bridge battle, put all your long-range troops at the front. But, immediately, the Venetians have shown up. The Venetians, who I think have got a perfectly competent, decent army to take on the forces of Milan. I think this will be absolutely fine. I think, honestly, they probably ought to be able to have this. I think they've got the better force here. Just, albeit it's been a little bit... Ooh. Right, this is interesting. They're charging across the... They're actually charging across. Right, that wasn't what I was expecting to happen here. At all, actually. Like, some of them are now... But they're not charging at me. What the blood... Wait, what? Okay, back off, back off. Do not charge when I don't know what we're bloody taking on here. Bring my cavalry way back over here, quick as you like. Do not get accidentally caught by... Yeah, that's spear militia. I'm not daring to get involved in that. Their forces are now split up crazily. Okay, hang on. Okay, so now they're backing back over that side of the bridge. But now they've kind of got themselves... Right, can I keep them dancing by just basically threatening the... Okay, screw it. Let's just send a great big charge at these here cavalry militia. It's heavy cavalry, but it's not great heavy cavalry. Let's pin them, murder them, and then basically just finish them off. That should be a nice, easy pick-off. Unless, of course, these guys start firing. But if they do, I'm not sure they even can stop and fire on the bridge. I'm not sure you're allowed to stop and fire on the bridge. So now, we've got these guys here. They are broken immediately. Good. Okay, now my scouts should be able to very, very easily chase them down. So, units of scouts, chase them down. Everything else needs to basically now redraw itself up over here. We've just picked off one unit of their cavalry. That's good. Every little bit helps, because until the forces of... Well, actually, the forces of Venice are getting close, and the forces of Venice are now drawn up sensibly in an actual flipping battle line. These guys have got themselves choked on the bridge, and that means if you can just get your troops in range to start firing, and I think they are! I think that's exactly where they are. These troops are all bloody clustered on the bridge, and now they can just be torn the flip apart. Now, if these guys try and basically come back this way to deal with Venice, they're just going to be walking into a hail of bolts. Oh, this could not have worked out more perfectly. Milan has absolutely managed to screw themselves. Assuming you guys are firing, right? You guys firing at this point? Yep. They're firing, all right. They're firing, and these guys are, well, admittedly, they're partly defended by massive shields, so it's not all armor. This is not the only thing that counts, but you've got to say, yeah, at this point... Despite the fact that, weirdly, they started on the same side of the bridge as Milan, Venice has got a very, very good position. Milan have kind of bottlenecked themselves for literally no good reason. Now, my guys over there, let's check out the scouts doing. Yep, the scouts have... Oh, no! The scouts have basically managed to catch up with these guys, but unfortunately they actually managed to rally, which is unfortunate. But they're... Oh, no, they're collapsing really fast. But actually, it's almost weirdly fast. I think they're kind of... They're stuck in some sort of weird fake charge that doesn't seem to be doing anything, because my scouts are basically winning without taking any damage. Okay, you are the true heroes of this battle. Right, they're pretty much dead. Get back over here. So now at this point, we've got the weird situation where... Are you guys firing? No, no you're not. And which way are you going? The forces of Venice are just about here, and at this point, the forces of Milan are going to be sandwiched on a flipping bridge. And I don't really know how they've done this, but they've managed to screw themselves in a way I didn't even think was possible. But this is fascinating. They're going to be trapped on the bridge. It looks like they've finally kind of drawn their attention over to this side. I mean, I don't even know why the forces of Venice are moving in. The forces of Venice could basically just keep peppering them for days. And looks like they are basically putting a lot of good fire over here. Yep. There's bolts coming onto the bridge. That's doing good damage. The cavalry definitely can't get a charge in. The crossbowmen can't stop and fire. I don't... No, they can. You are allowed to stop and fire on a bridge. I didn't even bloody know that. So they're returning fire, but at this point, bloody hell, right. In comes the forces of Venice. But the forces of Venice and their proper actual infantry are now getting on top of the actual Milan crossbowmen. And the cavalry are now getting all stuck at... Yep, you know what? It's already starting to go a bit horribly wrong for you, isn't it? It's starting to go really horribly wrong, in fact. I'd charge in, but I know for a fact the flipping bodyguards at the back. And actually, there's Italian... Ooh, that. Okay, you guys. Is it worth... Actually, they're starting to break. Guys, let's do it. All right, guys. We're about to sandwich an army on a bridge. I don't think I've really ever seen a battle go like this before, but it's pretty flipping spectacular because they're all starting to collapse. In come my... Oh, no. You think you're going to retreat over the bridge this way, do you? I don't think you are at all. I think you're going to be absolutely flipping torn to shreds because now you're flipping surrounded. Get in there. Get in there. Get on top of these guys. Those guys are breaking. Now there's more breaking going on. Now these guys are coming here. Good. Luckily, the general's bodyguard is up on this side. We're now basically causing a collapse of these guys. We're just going to wipe out a huge amount of Milan's indirect fire strength right now. And that's just absolutely magnificent because, oh, do I hate Milan's flipping long range. That's a bridge. I think that was the enemy general dying, but it was the bottom of a bridge, in fact. No! Oh, it was Venice! Oh, it was Venice. Oh, Venice. Oh, why did you go too far ahead? You know what? The fact that Gerardo the Mad's died, that's probably... Wait, what the bloody... Okay, now we're pushing them off the bridge. Okay, at this point, they're all here. The enemy, yeah, 55% of the enemy's dead, meaning 45% of the entire enemy army is now just basically squeezed into this one spot here. Alright, all of it's just squeezed into here. So... This is all very, very surreal, but whatever. You know what, Scouts, you get involved too. Why not, you magnificent bastards? We're barely taking any casualties. I think because their attention is over on this side. So, it's not quite the mass rout I was hoping it might turn into, but the game is quite frankly getting confused at this point. There's too many units in a tiny, tiny space being squeezed onto the bridge. So now they're kind of vaguely twitching and spinning, and generally it's going a little bit weird. How much of the actual bodyguards left? Not much. You guys are wavering. Yeah, turn your attention onto the wavering but not broken one, please. Make sure we've got those guys over there. There's a bunch of just pilgrims, because screw it, this battle wasn't mad enough. And they're going for a swim. Lovely. They can't do that, unfortunately. Unlike Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator, you cannot simply toss units into the water. In comes fire. That's morale penalties. That's what we want to see, because... Oh! Is that there? No, their leader's not broken yet, but he is surrounded by spearmen, and down he goes. So admittedly, I'm pretty sure at this point, no, continue the battle. Ride the bastards down. Now, which way are they going to try and retreat? Are they trying to... I think they're trying to retreat into me. Well, that works for me because look at those numbers rise up in the bottom right there. That's all my flipping prisoners. Please don't shoot me, by the way, Venetian friends. Please don't shoot me. But I'd say at this point, we have captured a very, very healthy number of troops, and the battle is over. They're going to have been wiped out to like 99% enemies killed. I don't think anyone even got away. This is going to be a total wipeout. Oh, this is absolutely... Wow. I was not predicting the battle was going to go this way. That has been... Yeah, that has been weird as hell, but it's worked out beautifully. And the final few who managed to get through the blockade are now going to get run down by horses.
All civilized peoples will be awed by the victory we have won here today.
And to be honest, they should do, quite frankly. Gerardo the Mad interestingly managed to use 95 men, one of which was him, because he truly wasn't mad enough to just be on the front line when the enemy had armor-piercing crossbowmen and quite decent spearmen. So well done. But yeah, would you believe the big loser of the day is definitely Milan, having deployed 1,266 men and walked away with 24, who I'm pretty sure aren't going to actually get away at all. No. And 363 of those are in fact in my custody. Guess what's happening to them? Ransom value 2,000. You know what? I don't think so. Bye! Lovely. And I get myself a pretty damn good quality general out of that as well. Nice. You know what? You deserve a promotion, damn it. So, Captain Gustav gets promoted to... well, technically not promoted. This was his name. Or that wasn't what he looked like. He didn't look like that. He's got a really odd... Okay, that's just unfortunate. That's like, you know, when you get a passport photo taken and you look really, really stupid in it, but it's the only one you've got, so you've kind of got to go with it. You need to submit the form today. Yeah, that's just an unfortunate passport photo right there. Still, promising Commander very low. It's almost weird he's a fair fighter when he just put everyone to death, but whatever. Right, Venice, I have saved you, so you better be bloody appreciative about that. And would you believe my relations with Milan aren't looking so hot right now? Now, let's get a nice little cardinal up here to Antioch and have a little look-see. So you did a bit of damage, but actually, Turkish archers, long-range missiles, but I'm guessing the defense isn't that high, and basic town militia should actually be pretty damn easy to take over, to be perfectly honest. I don't see that as particularly difficult at all, but I don't want to rush there just this second. Not yet, anyway, because, yeah, it's a bit silly to get yourself that far ahead when the Egyptians still have this rather nice little capital. That's apparently your capital right now. Ooh, a fortress. A fortress with nothing in it but a family member. Well, take that away, and actually, that's the last proper castle the Egyptians have got. They've got Aleppo over here, but that's just a basic castle, and probably not very well developed yet. They've barely got it. This place is, that's just a large town up there, nothing major. That's Turkish. Yeah. Okay, take Acre away from the Egyptians. They've barely got anything left. This could work very, very nicely indeed. And they've barely got anything left to defend the damn thing. Yeah, just a couple of ballista, archers on horseback. I'd say time to get rolling, quite frankly. Everyone who can, let's get going, lads. Though actually, there's a few troops to retrain around here, please. Including, yeah, those guys are the most important. But everyone else is probably fair game to start moving out. So, Ulf the Sly is, yeah, he's, well, mixed loyalties. We need to watch out for him. He might cause trouble for us yet. So, yeah, okay. Make sure we keep a decent-sized army with him, just to make sure he doesn't cause trouble. Bigger army will mean he's less likely to cause any trouble here. We've got ourselves a cardinal here, apparently. I missed that. Get someone over there. Get ourselves a priest over here as well. This area is pretty well locked down as Catholic at this moment. Actually, leave you there just to counteract the effect of the imam. Are you good? No, you're terrible. That's fine. You'll probably turn into a heretic at some point. You, my good man, should, with some reinforcements from Jerusalem, be able to get to Acre tomorrow, which works very, very nicely for me. The Middle East situation's under control for the time being, and Antioch's looking vulnerable in the not-too-distant future as well. That's very, very nice indeed. No sign of the Sicilians for the time being. Luckily, the peacekeeping forces from the Moors are here to keep us safe, which works for me. You can't move again for the time being. You have already moved. Right. And Genoa is potentially about to come under attack, but at this point, they've got what they need to do to hold Milan. Anything they send to me isn't guarding Milan, so they can't send a full stack army. And if they do, Genoa's almost done. Yeah, in one turn they'll have a large stone wall, and we've got plenty of crossbowmen there, together with some decent Crusader sergeants. That should be enough to hold, if only because Milan's core strength really lies in its indirect fire, in those lovely, lovely long-range troops. And they're not so good. They can't really take walls because, you know, they've only got the attack of 6. You know, their crossbows aren't so good. The crossbows they can't really use against troops that are on the walls. Like, I'd say, actually, we're in pretty good shape in that regard. Now, obviously, we can't take out any more of their family members, unfortunately, because, yeah, now it's just faction leader and faction heir, and not much else is still lying around here. There's a Papal States diplomat, there's an Imperial Priest. Oh, 60%. You know what? Let's show off one of the special unique killing animations for the priest, because they're fun. Oh, it's just one of the boring ones, just with a priest thing. That's a shame. There are special ones, like where you're at an altar and stuff, so that's a shame. And, yep, didn't know who threw that. The priest has gone down. Lovely. He's dead. But yeah, there's special ones, like where you're hiding under the altar and you come out and you grab him while he's, like, doing mass, which is kind of cool. So, shame we didn't get to see one of those. Now, we've got a big pile of money, and we need to use it carefully here. Metz is getting dirt roads. Pezant Twerp is doing fine, as indeed is Bruges for the time being. That's just getting some dirt roads too. Apparently we just really didn't have dirt roads in this part of the world. That's fine. We're inventing roads right now. So, what we need to do is get some more troops in production here. Get some more catapults going on. Then get some more troops produced in Stettin and Magdeburg, ready for the assault around here against Prague and Breslau, because it's, what is it, 2 turns? Yeah, 2 turns, we cannot attack the Polish. But the moment that ends, we want to be ready to get in there and attack the Polish. The Pope won't be thrilled, but there's not much you can do about it, so screw him. Also, we need to be careful. There's another force somewhere around here, I think hidden in one of these forests. I don't know exactly where it is, but that's a bit of a concern, so yeah. Right, let's just get some more troops in production here. Looks like, well, in all fairness, even if they tried to start training new troops at Prague and Breslau at this point, like, they're large towns in a basic city without much infrastructure. They can't train that much that quickly. So we can probably train much more quickly and effectively. So let's just get ourselves, yep, dismounted Huskarls ×2, together with some scouts. That's a nice, solid, beefy unit there. Over at Magdeburg, I think we've probably got more options. Yes, indeed we do. The Norse Swordsmen, who are pretty much as good, but they're nice and cheap. As they're so cheap, let's just get some of those guys into production too. Lovely. Now we also need to do is just get those catapults on the move. Get you over to Stettin, and get you down over here to Magdeburg. Now, please don't go rogue. We need you guys. Our house has finished its warehouse, of course, and is looking very, very nice indeed. At this point, making over 2,000 trade a turn. Very, very good indeed. And what's this force heading north? There is a force heading north. It's not much. It's a battered old little force of cavalry, but it's enough to get me worried about Riga. I'm going to build a town guard there just so we can build some basic spear militia just in case. And I'm going to build an extra town militia there just so we've got a tiny bit of extra strength. I don't know if it'll be enough, but I'm concerned by what might happen in that bit of the world right now. Ah, yes, and that leads us to our other big thing here. The siege at Moscow, which is full of troops, albeit not particularly good ones. But if we could get that wrapped up now, that'd be just perfect, because I feel like Moscow needs to be, it's still stuck as a wooden wall for the time being. Good. I kind of want to get in there before it accidentally gets converted into an actual... And would you believe the spies have opened the gates? Spot flipping on. Well, that's just meant to be then, isn't it? Guys, let's do this. Let's flipping do this. Now, what are the reinforcements? Reinforcements are... handful of cavalry, spear militia, nothing major. Coming from the northeast. Okay, coming up from the northeast, we know we're going to have reinforcements. We might just want to pick those up at the beginning of the fight. After that, as we've said before, basic archers, handful of mercenaries, basic spear militia, nothing major. The main guy is, overseer, we've got Gregarious for +1 morale, which is nice. What else do we have here? Doesn't like anything else that's going to be involved in morale. No, just +1 morale and also got 1 dread. So +1 morale and -1 morale for us. I'd say Bolslaw Herman's got that beaten. Good old Bolslaw the Merciless. Not by much, mind. Bolslaw the Merciless simply slightly unnerves people. So, you know what? It's fine. Though actually, if I wanted to, we could actually do a night attack. That would actually work in my favour on this occasion because I'm a night fighter. Night fighters do get +1 attack at night. We haven't really actually seen a night attack yet. Night attacks are really, really cool, so we may as well, because that just stops the reinforcement showing up because you do not actually have a general with night fighter because you don't have a general at all. So why the bloody hell not, eh? In we go. Yeah, by the way, Medieval 2 kind of subscribes to the Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas view of how dark night should be. Night isn't very dark in this game at all. That's not really a thing. Dark nights just aren't really a thing. Right, what do we have here? We have got ourselves the advantage of every single gate is open, which is beautiful, because that means we can now just start approaching from multiple sides and basically just charge in anywhere we want. We don't need any of this bloody siege equipment. We can just bum rush the gates. So I'd say that's almost certainly for the best. Everyone, put down your equipment, and oh yes, the peasants! The famous peasants of Pesantwerp are, of course, here. We sent them off to the Russian campaign, and here they are once again. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to have 2 units of dismounted Huskarls over here, on this side. And yeah, because it's night, they're all holding torches, and they kind of glow, especially when you click on them, which is very, very cute indeed. Honestly, I actually kind of felt in some ways like the night battles were a bit darker and actually more pretty in Rome Total War Barbarian Invasion, which I'm sure we'll be looking at some point sooner or later. But yeah, they actually, they did kind of, still have glowy torches and stuff, which was very, very nice indeed. Now, the next 2 units of dismounted Huskarls on this side, heading over to this gate, which is beautiful, and the rest of the forces, I'd say, are fine just being around here. Now, all my spearmen are at the front gate. Keep that in mind. We've got to remember that those guys are there. Behind them, we've also got a significant amount of indirect fire. Good quality Norse archers. We can probably do good things with them up on the walls. Don't forget you, by the way. You're also floating around over here, together with some cavalry. Not much in the way of cavalry, and the scouts are a little bit on the damaged side, but it'll do. And also, sorry, I forgot some extra scouts as well. Yeah, but still damaged. So... it's, it's not a great army, but I think it'll do the job. This will be a bit of a grinding fight, and all the gates are just supposedly open. They will open if we get up to them, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. So, we have got ourselves... where is what? We've got ourselves round here, spear militia. Yeah, you know what? They don't have enough men to man all these walls. You guys, Get over to there. That's absolutely fine. You guys get over to here. They're abandoning the walls straight away because they know they've already lost the bastards. You guys get over there. What do we have guarding these walls? That's Ballista and Archer Militia. You know what? Screw it. Let's get the heavy infantry up front. Just get the heavy infantry in. And, of course, the peasants. Don't forget the peasants as well. Viking Raiders, and you are the... Yeah, you're all the spearmen. You guys get forward as well, please. We're simply storming the gates at this point. There is Spear Militia and Spear Militia. You know what? Dismounted Tuscars versus Spear Militia. I think we can handle that. Guys, get in there. Let's flipping do this, because you can most certainly handle that. Meanwhile, at the front, we've got archers over here who can do a little bit of damage, mind you, but that's absolutely fine. Guys, just get inside the walls, please. Quick as you like. Get inside the walls. Yeah, we'll take actually a fair few casualties that way. Over on this side, you two, get on him. Mercenary crossbowmen, spot on. We can nail those mercenary crossbowmen right flipping now before they can back away. Now, what else do we have over here? Yeah, there's where all you guys are. Watch where those guys move. Oh, you guys are already fleeing. Right, Spear Militia. You guys go and take care of them. You guys just chase these guys off, please. Thank you. Let's just clear this area out as far as we can. You guys... go up there, take out you guys, because they're still bloody firing at us. Oh, that's the peasants. Right, okay. Viking Raiders, get up there as well. You may as well chase those guys down. You guys, just take out the ballista, please. Yeah, there we are. So now just whack them with axes. That's beautiful. You guys are going up there. Those guys won't be able to fight anymore. Lovely. And probably we ought to actually surround those guys. Yeah, actually. If you guys are going up there, Viking Raiders, you guys come over here, please, and then surround them as far as you can. Now, what's going on elsewhere? You guys are taking on these guys. They're eager for now, but that's not going to last. You guys, don't get too far ahead of anything, please. Just basically... do you want to get... actually, no, don't get that far ahead. Don't get that far ahead. Head back over here. Join up with this fight. You guys, head up here. You guys are already fighting up here. Hopefully, these guys will figure out what I want them to do. Guys, yeah. Attack. Attack. No, I think they're confused because they don't think there's enough space for them up on the walls. Okay, fine. In that case, go over here and help out these guys, because you can do that at the bare minimum. Right, you guys are peasants. You guys have cleared out these guys. Those guys are some people just firing up into the night sky because they just bloody feel like it. These guys have managed to make it all the way over here, which they shouldn't have done. Go for these mercenary spearmen. Don't draw any more attention, please. Okay, actually, you know what? Mercenary crossbowmen, you can take those guys out, but you... focus on these mercenary spearmen, because you can totally just chunk your way through a whole bunch of mercenaries right now, which will be useful. We're going to take a load of damage in this fight, but I kind of pretty much anticipated that was inevitable. These guys are now surrounded, which means they'll also be outnumbered momentarily, so you guys just get over to there. They'll break, and that will be fine. And then these guys are... my peasants are doing excellent work, damn it. My peasants are doing excellent work, as they have always done. You guys, do I actually want to bother with any of that? You guys are doing fine, right? The problem is you guys are kind of trapped at this point, so the crossbowmen will be taken out, as will these here mercenary spearmen, but I'm concerned by... don't want to... you know what? Screw it. Bring in the scouts, bring in the scouts, bring in the scouts. Let's just get them in. We can probably just slam into the back of the spearmen. I know attacking, like, spearmen with light cavalry is a really stupid idea, but it will probably do the job, damn it. Right, through the gate, and then round the outside, and life will be good. I need to bring my own spearmen up in preparation, of course, for the fact that when the heavy cavalry does show up, we're going to need the heavy spearmen to be handling that. So, in you come, lads, in preparation for that. Very, very good indeed. And hopefully these guys are... we really need to basically just get up on the walls. Those guys are fleeing. If anyone can just get up on the walls, that'd be great. Can you figure out how to do it? Can you? No. Okay, what if I told one of you to go up to here? What if I said to go up to here, and then to move along the wall to here? How would that go? Because if we could just get a few more troops under, these guys are breaking. The moment they break, that's just a gap that's opened up here. Go on, peasants, I believe in you. With your little pitchforks you brought all the way here from flipping Denmark itself. Fight, fight, you magnificent bastards. Now, how about now? Can you figure out what to do now? Okay, what if I tell you to go over here, and then you try and go, like, through them? Yeah? Yeah, there we go. Now they've figured it out. They've figured it out now. They've got it. They've got it. And these guys are now going to be surrounded by lovely men with axes. This is how you have to move things around on the walls. If the walls are full, units won't go up there. But if you move them onto a different bit of wall and then tell them to move over to another empty bit of wall, they'll walk through the bit of wall you want them to get in the first place. And these guys are broken, so that was the right thing to do. Right, guys. Get round to... oh, you guys have already gone all the way over there. Fine, right. Get over here. And we need to make these guys break. 47 shaken, but a good bit of cavalry up the backside will probably sort you guys out. Very, very nice indeed. These guys are holding their ground. They'll do just fine for the time being. Now, in you go. Shaken, and that should hopefully be enough to knock you into broken. And that should mean these guys can turn their attention to the mercenary crossbowmen. Building captured times many. In you come. And boom. Yeah, broken immediately. Exactly what I want to see. Actually, no, that's not you. That is some mercenary crossbowmen. But luckily that has triggered the spearmen to break. Good. So now horses have chased off spearmen. Life is looking good. Everyone, everyone, everyone forward, please. Except for the fact that it looks like the general's bodyguard wants to go in this direction. Well, that's absolutely fine, because over in this direction, actually, you know what? All of flipping you. Why the hell not, eh? Get over here, get the general's bodyguard. It should be the... Yep, plenty of spearmen, plenty of heavy infantry. That'll be good enough to just basically chunk through these lads. You lads, meanwhile, you're just doing a good job chunking through any of the indirect fire, making sure they can't do anything to us. What else do we have at the back? More flipping Huskarls. Spear militia. Archer, not actually doing anything. Screw it. Get over here, take out these mercenary crossbowmen. I don't need my scouts to get involved because I can't repair them right now. Not for a while. We're a very long way from a bloody castle. And in comes the heavy infantry to close the trap. Yeah, you know, I think we're actually going to take less casualties than I was expecting. Dismounted Huskarls will do an excellent job just basically chunking their way through General's bodyguards. So bear in mind, there are 2 generals present today. Neither of them is a king. One of them's a prince. I know I use the word king when they're not king. I just like it being more dramatic, okay? It's fine. So these guys should probably do an excellent job just kind of chunking down these lads. It'll all be absolutely lovely. We've got more archers over here as well. Now, if we can pull the king off the plaza, then basically these guys over here can chunk for all of this and then might be able to push the king off the plaza and actually cause a break, which will be marvellously good news. So, you guys are... Yeah, now turning your attention over here. You guys now need to basically push forward, please. Just keep pushing. Keep pushing. Keep on pushing. There we go. Forward you go, you lovely Huskar bastards. And in we go. Round 2. You know what? General's bodyguard. What? Actually, you know what? Go for the spear militia. There's no point you getting yourself stretched out over multiple different units. If I tell them to go for him, some of them will get caught up by the spear militia. He'll kind of be unofficially surrounded. That'll be more difficult to deal with. I could bring my archers round to the back here and probably they'd be able to shoot over into the back of the general pretty effectively right now, but it'll take so long for them to get here, it's probably not really worth the trouble. I think it'll probably be... There's still quite a few. You know what? Screw it. Why not? Just in case they manage to get here in time. You lads... Up here, please, and then I need you to loop around the outside. So then I need you to go over to here, and then to here, and that's fine. That'll do you for now. And please run the whole way. Nice. So they'll make their way over there in time. Now, how's the general doing? Yeah, the general's going down pretty slowly. That'll be a slow grinding fight, so it's probably worth bringing the archers up just on the off chance. My scouts are at the back here, not going to be contributing that much, but these guys are doing an excellent job because they're just taking on crappy basic spear militia. In fact, actually, at some point, we'll probably manage to push them into the 3-minute timer. We might even win that way, to be honest. We might win the 3-minute timer before we can actually kill both the general units. No, looks like the general is actually falling back a little bit here, which is interesting. So, in which case, let's actually get ourselves the Huskarls. Stay back for the time being. You guys just stay back, please. Instead, let the actual flipping spearmen do their jobs. Let the spearmen get up front and do their jobs, please. Up to the general's bodyguard, thank you. Yeah, at this point, the spearmen are indeed right on top of the actual cavalry. They will do an excellent job bringing those bastards down. Already started, in fact. Lovely. Meanwhile, on the far side, there's even more generals, in fact. Lovely. That is, I think, the main general, in fact. But, you know what? Flipping actually dismounted Huskars are already damaged. They are shaken. They are very tired. I was kind of hoping those guys would stay over there. So, those guys might break, which would be sad if so. But I think they should be okay. You guys are eager, even though you're exhausted, because you're just taking on crappy basic spear militia. So, keep focusing on that for the time being. Keep pushing them off the plaza. Thank you, and you guys down to actually 34. 34, 33. You're going down pretty fast. Once it's an extended slugging match, my Huskarls will just chunk through anything with their big old lovely armor-piercing axes. Huskarls are just great. Huskarls are so damn good. Sorry, dismounted Huskarls. Huskarls are great as well, but dismounted Huskarls, just as like the backbone of the Danish army, are just beautiful. Bless these magnificent bastards. They're down to the last 5, but they're still fighting. I'm going to get them out of there in the hopes they won't actually disappear. We might be able to repair them later. You magnificent bastards, well done. You fought well, you fought bravely, you fought to the last 5, and you didn't break. And you've even managed to get yourselves out of the situation pretty nicely. These guys now going for these guys. The general's at 19. You're at 20. Doesn't look good for you. Oh, you magnificent bastards. Well done. Well flipping done. You fought well. Come on, guys. You need to get better at just getting forward a little bit, please. Everyone just get forward. Sometimes, like, using move commands to force people to move forward is a good idea, just because, yeah, otherwise they will just kind of get themselves stuck around the outside. But this way I can get these guys, like, right on top of the bloody cavalry, which works for me. And then these guys can get right over here. Get over there. Get over there. There's General's bodyguard. Yeah, it's just a matter of chunking the bodyguard. You guys are supposed to be running, please. Thank you. You know what? Screw it. Send in the scouts. Send in the scouts. A nice little charge bonus will probably help out there. In you go, lads. Light cavalry versus heavy. Why not? Get yourself a little charge bonus. There you go. That'll probably do a fair bit of damage there. You've got your little axes. That'll do a good job. So that is straight down from 14 to still 14. Wasn't that much of a charge bonus. Light cavalry, not that good versus heavy cavalry, damn it. Maybe just back off, in fact, lads. Maybe that was not a good idea. Actually, it's done something. Which is, these bastards have... Oh, I thought they were pursuing off the plaza. That's fine. The Viking raiders are now present and correct and should just be able to chunk through you guys. These guys are shaken because of the exhaustion, but I think they should be able to do a pretty good job. You guys, straight back into the back of these lads now. Come on, get yourselves at least one... I want you to get at least one kill. Get yourselves... You just basically charged in and got killed, didn't you? Well, bloody duh. Light cavalry, light bloody cavalry. Right, guys, anyone who's not doing anything, get in here and do something. Now, the question is, where are the peasants? The peasants, of course, are right by the flipping kings. Of course, where else are they going to be? Get him. Get him, you magnificent bastards. I believe in you. Stab the king with a pitchfork. In fact, there's only one left at this point. Only one left. Only one left of the actual general's bodyguard, and it's the king himself, or rather not the king, but you know what I mean. I like saying the king. And the peasants are running around. Oh, the peasants are sadly not going to get the kill here. As tragic as that is, the peasants are not getting the kill. Come on, get in there. Come on, peasants, I believe in you. I suspect actually the large number of professional spearmen mercenaries who are around the king are going to get that kill instead, but never mind. The last 5 spear militia are also just being very quickly chunked as well, but it's got to be the king soon. Come on, where are ya? Where are you peasanty bastards? Get over here. Get over here and get round the back of him, please. Come on. No, too late. The enemy general, the factioner of Russia, has gone down. The battle is apparently done because apparently there was someone over there. Screw it, that'll do. Moscow is ours. Also, apparently we captured some prisoners. I'm not sure how we did that thing, but okay, we did. So they get executed because Boleslaw the Merciless is, you know, merciless. That's kind of his job, to be perfectly honest. Now, yes, I believe the population is just over 6,000, so I'm going to sack it just for the money. I think it will still be close to 6,000, in fact. Yeah, 5,300. Plenty of time to just quickly train up a church. Yeah, we can retrain a few bits and pieces as well. Population is already 27% Catholic, not so bad. So we can get Catholicism up quite quickly there. Now, some people in the comments have been upset with my pronunciation of Moscow. So don't worry, I'm going to fix that right now. For the city is now Moscow. So now I am correct, whatever you happen to think. I personally think Moscow is a perfectly acceptable pronunciation of Moscow. But just in case you think it's not, the city is now called Moscow. So now I'm most definitely right under all circumstances. Right, also... While we're flipping here, let's just quickly drop ourselves a nice watchtower right there. And, oh, that's so annoying. It doesn't quite... Okay, what if I just drop one over here as well? Yes, perfect. The second one actually sees the Polish castle. Spot on. Right, back in there. And you are still only 3 out of 10. He's still only slightly unnerving. Quite frankly, I feel like the epithet the Merciless is him just overcompensating for the fact he really wishes he was scarier than he was. Now, honestly, not much infrastructure here. There's, yeah, not much here at all, in fact. Mainly because it's just a basic large town. It's not even a minor city. So, not much we can do and not much we can retrain either. The one advantage we do have is, yeah, it's got a blacksmith, doesn't it? Yeah, blacksmith. So anything that needs light mail can indeed have light mail, and of course the mercenaries can be retrained here. So that's good. Let's just quickly merge the 110 and the 96, just to make sure we can retrain all of them. Hopefully there'll be enough men spare to... No, now there's not enough men to do it. That's a shame. But that's okay. We can also just get some better armor on the Viking Raiders. this point, yeah, the Russians should be pretty bloody screwed. Because what they've got is this over here. Somewhere, they've got a settlement. I don't even bloody know where it is at this point. Maybe I'll send Boleslaw Herman along just to basically lay... Presumably we own the... Yeah, the road probably crosses here and then goes up to somewhere around here-ish. So possibly if I just lay like a watchtower around here... Actually, you know what I should do? I should train a flipping spy. I'm just going to go send a spy over there, so don't bother redressing you. Get a spy up, and we'll simply send a spy just to keep an eye on the one remaining Russian town, just to make sure it doesn't cause trouble for us. And on the off chance that anything really major happens on this side of the world, that spy will also be able to go over to that. Not saying a major thing will happen on this side of the world, but it theoretically might. Now, with that lovely money, we should also be able to turn our attention to... we're already training. We're already training in here. Fine, we don't need to turn our attention to anything. But we can at least splash a little bit of money around at our house. I think you guys deserve a little bit of an upgrade. Why flipping not, eh? Yeah, you know what? A nice city hall. That's nice and cheap. We've already burnt through half the money. We're getting through the money fast, damn it. Okay, and... Viking grads need anything. That's just a Russian priest. Don't worry about that. You're keeping this area pretty Catholic. You should probably head over to Moscow and help out with those guys. Probably should deal with this guy at some point too. He's just chilling out up there. He has been for, I think, possibly about a century. That guy's just been up here. But it's still the same guy, so whatever. As far as I'm aware, like, rebel armies, their generals, I don't think they even can die of old age. Can they? How old is this guy now? Well, he's technically... How is he only 40? Oh, of course, because of the ridiculous slow aging situation where people actually age 4 times slower than the calendar year says they should, because Medieval 2 is a slightly silly thing sometimes. Right, that should all be fine for the time being. Over in Metz, can we train anything because I'm concerned about the possibility of an attack? We can train like 1 unit of Viking raiders. It's not. Actually, you know what? Cavalry. I wouldn't mind having a bit of extra cavalry here. Why the bloody hell not on that front? And I may as well save a little bit of money in the kitty, because I suspect, depending on what the French and the forces of Milan do next, we might just flipping need it for an emergency. Because I suspect we might just have an emergency coming up very, very soon indeed. But yes, okay, that's more than enough for this turn, I'd say. We've got ourselves, yeah, we've saved the Venetians, and we have indeed also managed to take Moscow, which is beautiful. Right, let's get going, I'd say. On to the next turn. What are the French and the forces of Milan, and the Polish too especially, going to do? It's only 2 turns away from the ceasefire being called off. The question is, are the Polish going to attack me just as I'm planning to attack the Polish? Most likely, yes. Also, keep an eye on the Hungarians, because the Hungarians are the best thing in the world right now. Just step a little bit closer to them. That's a much worse position, but no, it's just a much worse position. Fine, move on. Now the French are... Ooh! The French are attacking! It's a full-on invasion by the French. They're totally heading for the English fortress. Okay. This is very, very significant. The French have put together a damn big army, and after a century and a half of basically not using it for anything other than taking over rebel settlements, they're finally ready to make their move. They are wanting to kick the English off the continent and secure, pretty much, actually, the borders of modern France, together with a little bit of extra Spain. Yeah, the French are doing really well. The French are unnerving me. I would really like the French to get excommunicated so I could turn some attention to them, but they're not really showing any sign of being excommunicated soon. They've just quietly and diligently taken over rebel settlements, invested, built things up. They've left their fortress unguarded. You have actually left a fortress unguarded, you know. Yeah, it's still unguarded. Literally, the English could march a single unit up to that and take it right now. That's... Have they just... Oh, blimey, have they just done that? They might have done, or possibly. Hopefully they trained something there, or hopefully not. Do I have anything nearby? Sadly, even if they have, I doubt I've got anything close enough to actually take it, but they might have... Oh, hang on. The Imperials countering against the Hungarians. They've driven back the crappy, tiny reinforcing army, but the main army... Oh... Okay, hang on. I might be able to just about see what's going on here. I imagine that's going to be... Yeah, you're attacking, and there's a reinforcing army, but... No, I don't think he actually dared to attack. I don't think he did. Oh, the invasion. The invasion towards Nuremberg. This is getting good. No income more Imperials yet. They might still want to attack this turn. I just can't quite see. My spy's not quite in the right position. Damn it, no, it's over to Spain. And indeed, unfortunately, the French did train a couple of new units to their fortress, so it was not left unguarded. Blimey. Okay, now the Venetians. You better not be angry at me for blocking the bridge, by the way, because I did just save you. If you're angry at me right now, I'm going to be so annoyed at you. Right, Sicilians sail off. Can't get past the forces of the Moorish peacekeeping forces. Milan is moving some troops around. Okay, there's some troops in the forest. Do not forget there are troops in that there forest. Need to be careful when I'm moving my own troops back home. Byzantine's not doing much of interest. Russians probably in a little bit of trouble right now. You've still got... Wait, did you have a general? Did you always have a general? I think they're retreating at this point. That's fine. We'll basically let them lead our spy to their final village out in the middle of nowhere. It'll be fine. Russia now, I'm pretty certain, down to a single territory. And honestly, they've got nowhere left to expand. Now, the Egyptians are... Well, I think they've detected there's an attack coming on Acre. They've powered some strength in that direction, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough. England. Now, here's an interesting bloody one. What are the English planning to do? They're sending a princess down to the south. That's okay. Some forces bumming around in London, but they're kind of out of... No! They're sending something north. Possibly up to Scotland. I still haven't spoken to Scotland. They're up there somewhere, I think, with one territory. They're just sitting on flipping Edinburgh. They failed to take... Oh, the English are ready to kick out the Portuguese. Assuming the Portuguese are willing to... Yep, the Portuguese were willing to battle. And I've actually had their arse handed to them at this point. Good. So, the problem is, if the English put their forces away, actually into their fortress, they might be able to stand up against the French. Especially with... Oh, yeah, I'm not sure, actually. I'm really concerned. I'm really concerned for the... Oh, and the English just lost another army there. And now I have to bloody deal with it. Okay, I think the English king right now, whoever he is, must have very low authority. Because that's 2 English armies I've seen go rebel very, very quickly. And that is not working in their favour at all. Polish turn. Polish princess on the move. Now Vilnius. Looking, yeah, we can actually see what's going on in that castle right now, which is very, very bloody useful. Lovely. Big force coming up. Okay, more forces. More forces heading north. We've got a little bit more in Riga, but it's not much. But it doesn't like it's heading too far north. I think we're okay for the time being. Bunch of priests. They're sending a priest over to Moscow for no reason. Ah, Hungary! Now here's an interesting turn. Hungarian princess, I would marry you in a heartbeat if you offered. I would love an alliance with you magnificent bastards. I like the way you do things. Oh, are you actually going to be able to... You're going to be able to pinch that guy. Oh, Hungary, you sexy, sexy beasts. That guy is screwed unless he's allowed to retreat. Yeah, okay, he's retreating in that direction. You've got up there, and it's over to the Papal States. Okay, pirates in all of the seas. Rebel army over here. Possibly that was a rebellious one from... Oh, dear. Oh, flipping dear. So... We've got ourselves a horde on the way. Now, for those of you who don't know, if you don't play this game yourself and you're kind of mainly familiar with Total War from watching me play Rome Total War, basically, hordes were not introduced by this game. Hordes were actually introduced in the Barbarian Invasion expansion of Rome Total War, though not quite. Hordes were actually in the even earlier Total War, but not quite in the same way. Basically, let's just say this is not the first time hordes have shown up, but they were really, really, really bad. Yeah, Genghis Khan's coming. You may have heard of him, because generally he's known for not being a nice piece of work. And he's on his bloody way, so... That's good. Everything's fine. Everything's absolutely fine. So, the Mongols are sweeping across Transoxania at a frightening rate, and look set to continue westward, either north or south of the Caspian Sea. Please south, please south, please south. Yeah, a horde's coming. It's as bad as it sounds. You want me to blockade Toulouse? Okay, fine, I can get over that. Yeah, basically, a horde is coming. So it could show up over here if it shows up north of the Caspian Sea. This is the Caspian Sea here. If it shows up north of the Caspian Sea, it'll start heading over Russia, and pretty much straight to all my territory, which would be really, really, really bad. Alternatively, it could show up south of the Caspian Sea, and basically, therefore, you know, it'll run into some of the territory of the Turks, who are pretty strong, capable of taking care of it, and eventually it might make its way over to Asia Minor, the Middle East, a few other bits and pieces. In short, it will be much easier to take care of, so I'm really hoping it shows up south of the Caspian Sea, but quite frankly, we don't know. But they're on their way. The new threat is on its way, and we don't know exactly where those bastards are going to be. Oh, that's going to be interesting. That's going to be very, very interesting indeed. Yeah, next turn I think is going to be extremely interesting, in fact, because let's just bring our spy round. Okay, why are you so bad at spying? There we go. We have got a great big gridlock up here. 2 big Hungarian armies really, really want to move into the Imperial territory, but the Imperials are actually putting up a spirited, bloody defense in just a single flipping turn. The war against Poland is totally 100% back flipping on. And they have gathered their troops, I think, ready to actually do it, quite frankly. I think that's what these troops are here for. They're ready to try and smash me. If they want to do a bridge battle, let's do the first proper bridge battle of this actual flipping game. Sure, why the hell not, eh? The French have amassed a huge army and clearly want to throw their strength at England and kick them off the continent. Can the English resist, and will I be able to help them? I don't know. And we're back at war with Milan, and we know there are troops dotted around. Do not, you know what, I'm just going to move, just so I don't forget. Who have I got right here? I'm just going to move you to here, just to make sure I don't forget you're there. So, you know what? Lots to worry about next turn. Lots to worry about, and lots of interesting stuff happening in the world. Yeah, this map's worked out really interestingly. Especially Hungary. I love Hungary and how France and England have ended up. This has been a really, really interesting campaign, and I'm delighted to... That's a third flipping English army that's actually just gone rogue. Whoever the English king is, he's really, really bad at his job, damn it. So, more to come very soon indeed, ladies and gentlemen. But in the meantime, I've been John. This has been many a true nerd, and this has been Medieval 2 Total War. Thank you very much, and goodbye. We've all learnt a valuable lesson here. When people have the zombie plague, don't allow them into confined spaces with you. We should just actually, like, use cannons. Do we have cannons? Use the cannons. Oh, they've got a big hammer. That's what the noise is. And a pirate's just rammed them. Okay, I think we're in a traffic jam on the sea.